Oh, we're ready to go. Where are we headed? Maria
Heading
Island.
to Maria Island. We've got the e-bikes. We're going to use them, taking them across on the boat. We're going to spin around the island. Should be fantastic.
Well, good morning. Today is the day. We're heading on our e-bikes and we're going to Maria Island. Big preparations. Gotta have the right stuff when you're preparing. Now, we stayed at the Tandra Hotel Motel. It has a free camp area, huge open space. You just pop into the hotel and have a meal or have a drink. But so much better than the camps right near the Maria Island ferry terminal because they are so squishy. We had to ride to the terminal, but hey, that's what the bikes are there for.
So have you had your quilts?
I've had my ginger tablets, yes, because it's a half an hour boat ride. But it's a gorgeous day.
It is actually a very good day so far. So smooth
ride.
Smooth sailing. It's going to be a good day on the bike.
We're taking the e-bikes, so it costs a little bit more to take them on the boat, but I think it'll be well worth it when we get over there. Note to self, you have to be here 45 minutes earlier to get your tickets and your tags and all that thing because they leave dead on time. 8:30, we're gone.
Yeah, look, you can hire bikes over there. I've seen others do it, but like I said, we've got our own e-bikes. Why bring them if we're not going to use them? So this is going to be fantastic. And there's ruins and that over in the island to check out too.
So it's another convict place.
Yeah,
so
look,
on the convict trail.
We love our convict trails.
Hi there.
How are you?
Yeah, well, thanks. Perfect. Right on top.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's a bit cold. Morning.
Well, we are on Maria Island and we're going to go and check it out. So let's see what we can find.
Hey, wombats! Wombats!
Wombats.
As we mentioned, we brought our e-bikes across and it made life so much easier. We just hopped on them straight from the boat where other people had to walk up to the main area to hire their bikes. Yes, it does cost a little bit more, but we would definitely recommend bringing your bikes or e-bikes over. E-bikes were fantastic because it allowed us to see a whole lot more than if we were hiking.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane, and as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
Now you might be wondering why we're hightailing it around Maria Island and not stopping too much. Well, the reason is we are headed to the Painted Cliffs and we're told that the best time to see them is on low tide, and in low tide is in 1 hour. So it's a pretty good time to get there. Now the best thing about having e-bikes is that we passed just about everyone getting there, and by the time we got to the Painted Cliffs, we had them almost all to ourselves. This is pretty cool. You can see why we had to get here on low tide. We have to go around this point and we have to pretty much climb around the rock. So it'd be very hard to get to here if it was any higher than what it is at the moment. Oh wow, this is more spectacular than we even imagined. Just look at those. It's like someone painted it, but this is just natural. This is pretty cool. You need to add this to your list.
Hal's Cottage, 1924. It's made out of packing boxes that's lined, and then there's like hessian with plasterboard or newspapers, whatever stuck to it.
Newspapers and a bit of wallpaper, I'd say.
Yeah.
There's all different sorts of wallpaper all over it. It's pretty cool. It says April 16, 1924. That's Cain's birthday. Are you that old, Cain?
No, it is my birthday. Okay, we're at the Oast House. Well, it's not actually a house. It was built in 1844, 1845 for hops. So they brought a second mob of convicts over because the original ones had gone back to Port Arthur when it opened and started making hops for beer brewing. And this was where they used to make the hops, dry it and all ready for their brewing of their beers. Later on, when that sort of ceased, it was used for winemaking because there was a vineyard here too. But I think it's one of the oldest oast or hops things in Australia.
Yeah, so you were right.
That's right.
I tucked off at you.
You did.
I apologise.
And this is one of the oldest oast houses in Australia for making hops because we love our bloody beer. All Australians love beer.
Except you.
No, I don't drink beer. I'd rather drink the lolly water.
Really?
I've got to see if it works.
Oh, hot and sweaty.
We got the guns out now.
Yep. Got some muscle.
Behind me is all that remains of what they call the 12 Apostles. I believe they sold them off for a couple of £100 or dollars, so back then it was pounds I would imagine, each, and they went to Hobart, and surprisingly enough, I believe quite a few of them are sitting on a street called Maria Street in Hobart. Quite ironic.
Now this is the penitentiary. This is where the convicts were all housed when they're at Maria Island. Nowadays it's used as a backpacker hostel and is only one of the few places that you can stay on Maria. Otherwise it's just camping here. There's also no shops, but there is a bike hire place as we said. So pretty much you have to bring any food, drink that you want while you're here. So if you're staying overnight, it's a good point to remember. But it's pretty cool to check this place out.
Where are we?
Well, apparently at the reservoir. But that sign says it's only 30 minutes back on bike, and the other sign said an hour and a half. I reckon it's meant to be up that way further, but this will do me.
This is the reservoir. This is it. This is the reservoir. This is where all the water is. We're having Crispies.
Don't put my tail down.
I'm happy to do it there. I'm back to nature, baby.
So what are your thoughts so far?
Peanut butter's delicious.
No. Cheese
Cheese.
and crackers are the go-to.
Corn thin and peanut butter.
Yeah, but look at my light ones that I get to carry, and he's making me carry a jar of
You
peanut
can
butter.
never have too much peanut butter. What do we think of Mariah so far, the island? It's pretty good. The ruins are quite good. Some of the scenery's awesome. We've only seen one wombat, and he sort of ducked away really before we could get any footage at all, so we don't really have anything of him.
Look, I'm not blown away by it, to tell you the truth. The painted, what are they called?
They were awesome,
They
painted
were-
cliffs.
Yeah, the painted cliffs were awesome, but otherwise, like, we've seen ruins at Port Arthur and lots of other places, and they're nothing different or anything from those.
I love the history.
Yeah.
The mountain biking's not been too bad either.
Yeah, that's been pretty cool, something different. And he's taken me on tracks where we're over roots and bumping around everywhere. Falling off almost.
So, it's been fun.
It's been fun, but,
But
yeah,
you are right, it's...
out of all like the other places we've done, it's not some like I would probably recommend Bruni over this at the moment.
Look, if we saw more wombats, we might yet. Even the Tasmanian devil would be fantastic, because
Then
they're
it'll
here,
go
they're
way
on the
higher.
island, so, but yes. Diego Bonacci built an engine house, this one in fact, in 1887. It was to house a lot of wood cutting stuff and that, but it became an essential part of their big cement works here. So from the late 1800s to the early 1900s, helped with their lime production and all that for concreting. He patented quite a bit of his stuff. However, in the 1920s, it ended up being changed into a stables where it housed animals. Don't know what happened after that. It obviously has fallen into a bit of disrepair. So, engine house. Up these stairs. Into nature.
Holy crap, we nearly stepped on this fella. He is massive, and as we've said, all snakes in Tassie are deadly. I want to see wombats, not snakes. Let's go, we're going to find some wombats.
It's always a bit of fun, mate.
You gotta give that.
I did let go of the brakes for a bit and thought, whew, if there weren't people there, it'd be all right.
Been good.
Woohoo! We've found our first wombat of the day. And we've also come across some Cape Barren geese, which are synonymous with Mariah Island now.
It's the old flour mill. Heading outside to the old mill, which is a round cylinder in the middle of that with a really rickety looking shed on top. The big outer ring was where the convicts would sit there and spin the tail, so the mill's main blades would sort of face up to the wind and then turn. So fairly cool little invention for them. Not gonna lie, the old miller's cottage, he would have had the best view on the island here. he's right up top here. He would look down on everybody. Hey, top bloke he was.
Well, this was the moment we've been waiting for all day. We were able to get up close and personal with some wombats, just doing their own thing, but there was a baby. I have never seen a baby wombat before, and oh, how cute is this? I could spend all day just watching these guys. We didn't interfere with them, we just let them do their own thing, but oh my gosh, how cute is he? It's magical moments like these that we love traveling, just things that we would have never experienced or seen before. Like this is the top of my bucket list. This is amazing, and this is the one reason I would come back to Maria Island. The wombats are the best.
Well, from what I gather, the Banakis were quite an adventurous sort of a mob, because they started up a grand hotel. This used to be the site where the old hospital was in the convict days. They demolished it, built a grand hotel, but it never actually took off. It was very lavish. They even had plans in for a golf course, but sadly it didn't really take off. And I think in the 1920s she was done. The cement company ended up using it for all their administration offices. But this is all that's left of the mighty lavish grand hotel. Well, this was the religious instructor's house in 1843. In 1880, Diego Benetti, he's an Italian, he showed up. He was told he could lease this for 10 cents a year, and all he had to do was sort of set up some sort of industry. So he set up that what do we say, machine works, like brick factory. He set up the big hotel in the background, big French style lavish hotel. He set up a coffee palace down there. They ripped down the dormitories that were the old penitentiary convicts had and made it into a lavish sort of restaurant coffee palace. But sadly, I think Mr. Benetti, it just never took off for him. He had grand plans, but for 10 cents a year, wow, I'd have a real crack too. Tell you what, the French must have known what they do on old Benetti. He had an awesome view from up here. To note, in the 1920s, Maria Island became a roaring cement factory. All that's left is a few outbuildings. There's not a lot of it left. But if you come over here, have a look at my wife's done. If you come over here.
I put my helmet on.
Let's continue on that. If you come over here, you'll see photos of what it used to look like, to all that's left is some silos and a bit of the warehouse type of building. What happened to my bike?
It just fell over.
What?
It just fell over. Mine's standing. I don't know what your problem is.
I don't know. Last time I left my bike, it wasn't laid on the ground. All right, big mate. All right, just relax. That's it. Oh, yeah. Get in real deep, like. Okay, that is mum and baby. Hey. Thought it was mum and baby.
Hey, Maria Island, the verdict. Look, it was a nice island, and if you want to just explore, jump on a bike, go for huge hikes, definitely the place to do it. It was good.
Look, a lot of what you see on the mainland really is here anyway, so...
If you're limited in time, I wouldn't stress about putting it on your list. You can see wombats at Cradle Mountain. So
But we saw a baby wombat.
Look, it made my day. We saw a baby wombat really close. So that's all I asked for.
Look, and unless you're Italian and your name's Diego Bonacci, who had a real crack on this island, yeah, look, it was worth it. But if it's not something that if you was restricted for time, you'd sort of say, oh, I've got to do that.
Yeah,
I'd probably cut that away.
There's a lot of other things in Tassie that I would say that you have to do before I would say Maria Island.
Big call, big call. Some people love it.
Oh, look, it's been nice. There's nothing wrong with it, but there is so much nice stuff around Tassie that
there is.
It would not be in my top 5.
No. Yeah. Bye to the island.
Well, we are exhausted after a big day at Maria Island, but there's still a few more convict trail things that we want to check out. Well, this must be my ancestors' river. This must be where we come from. Not that I knew we came from Tasmania, but it's the Prosser River. And that was my maiden name, so this is my river. Welcome, come take a look.
Funny thing is, we drove a bit earlier on the Prosser Road.
That's right.
And crossed the Prosser River.
Prossers are famous over here in Tassie.
I definitely questioned whether it was going to be any good when we got on the road, and blow me, the road turned into a bloody gravel road, so that's typical of the old Prosser.
Typical Tassie.
We're just in Orford, just checking out the old convict road that runs along the north side of the Prosser River, and if you do walk along it, it's pretty run down now, but you can see the edges of the old road where they laid it in there, so it's pretty specky. So right behind me you can see where they've had to layer it all up. Definitely a nice outlook on the river, but wow, it would have been hard work hand lifting and busting these bloody stones and just stacking them layer upon layer to make it nice and flat. And beautiful outlook on the river, which is fantastic looking, but I don't think they would have enjoyed that because they would have been absolutely knackered building this road. Check it out if you're on your way through. It's an easy walk down there, and they do say there's some ruins at the end, but not sure if we'll get that far. But awesome little bit of a road.
Well, our time has come to an end. We've finished exploring the Tribena area. What a gorgeous sunset to finish on. If you're in the area, stay at the Tundra Hotel, support them because they're giving you free camping. Awesome. Don't forget to like, subscribe and follow us along because we've only got a few weeks left in Tassie. Catch you next week.
Fantastic.
Looking forward to it.
We are looking forward to it. That was the awkward silence when we're going, are you talking? Are you talking? Did we script this? No, nothing scripted. I've got to turn this off and use that one.
Yes, I took all the effort to get it out.
Because I'm like,
why do you use it?
What are we doing?
A big lolly in my mouth.
Bounced around that much. It made me want to do a poo. I literally just...
I need to know about your pooing.
Take back, I don't need to do a poo on video. I need to do a poo in peace and quiet off video.
I just want some nice video footage. No farts, no poos. Let's try.